Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. I have the pleasure, the honor to have next to me Brad Geddes, one of the experts we've had on stage here at GPeC Summit. Hello, welcome.
Wow, thanks for having me. It's been a good time so far.
How is the crowd?
It's huge. It's standing room only, packed. It's a fantastic crowd here.
Good questions?
No, but usually, so I find in non-English first countries, everyone has questions. They refuse to ask it in public, and they will all come up and ask later. So there were good questions before. There weren't any questions during, but I'm sure there'll be many questions after.
Wait for it. Brace yourself. Okay, so for our readers and viewers who unfortunately couldn't attend the event today, can you please sum up the main ideas of your talk?
Oh gosh, you want to go through all of them?
No, just bits and pieces.
All right, so bits and pieces. So number one, with the new match type changes that Google has rolled out, users really want to look at their average order value differences, conversion rate differences based on the keywords they're using and the variants Google matches them for, because when they're really big in difference, you need to do some management around that. And use demographic targeting. There's a lot of easy opportunity to be had in customizing messages by different demographics.
Okay. Brad, do you believe in fully automated Google Ads campaigns?
No.
No. Why not? Why?
No. So this is a larger question about how much do we trust machines.
Okay.
So when we think about, say, bidding, I will fully automate bidding because it's pure math. And if the machine messes up, it may affect my CPA or ROAS, but it's not going to affect my brand perception. Mm-hmm. When it comes to my ads, that's how people view my brand. And if a machine messes up, I'm really upset. So I have a very low tolerance of messing up. So should a machine do most of the bidding? Yes. Should it do recommendations? Yes. Should it always act in recommendations or let the human take an eye? The human in many cases should give that eye before it gets rolled out.
How important are creatives in driving better results for online shops, for example?
Oh gosh, they're huge. I mean, in reality, a user searches because they have an idea, right? You have a solution. Your ad is how you tell someone, we understand your idea, you can get your idea from us, right? And so that's the bridge. I mean, ads are one of the most important things in the entire account.
And if you were to be, I don't know, an online shop, just starting here on the Romanian market, what would you do first in terms of online marketing, digital marketing? What would you invest your money in?
Yeah, so I'm a fan of, I need some data, right? Obviously.
Okay.
So I almost always start with paid search because it lets me understand our website conversion rates, our keywords, so forth. I'm then going to lower my paid search budget, usually month 2 or 3, and reinvest it to the website because there's always a part of the website you didn't know you had. And past that, then I'm gonna take everything I've learned about what converts, and I'm gonna hand it to the SEO team and then get more into the organic side. So I'm generally a fan of sort of that 3-step criteria of entering a new marketplace.
What are the main mistakes marketers out there do when they analyze or they look at their funnel? How do they interpret their data?
Not segmenting data enough, right? So if you look at your overall funnel, yeah, you can see how many pages someone went to before they converted, and you can see a lot of good data. But what you can't see is that females did it this way, or people from country 1 or city 1 versus 2 did it this way, to be able to customize the experience wherever your data is, right? So I hate averages; they're terrible things. Segment your data once, maybe twice. Now you have actual information you can work with.
Is there any risk in analyzing too much the data? I mean, going too granular to, little segments and...
Yeah, we have our, that's interesting days, right, is what we call them. It was one of those, we looked at analytics for 6 hours straight and we had all this fun and made all these stats and everyone's like, that's interesting, but there's nothing you can do with it. Right, and so yes, there's a point. Yeah, there's a point of which the data's too thin, or you're analyzing something, and even if you find out you couldn't do anything with, so it's interesting, but it's kind of useless.
I have a personal question here. When you drive, when you run A/B tests on Google, for example, or anything else, how much data is enough to get a conclusion? You know,
All
how
right.
many visits or how many conversions? I know that there are some.
Yeah, so I don't believe there's a one number because so like I mean we're an ad testing platform, right? And so if you get 1,000 clicks a month on your entire account, you should be using different numbers than someone who's doing 1,000 clicks a minute, right? So there's definitely different numbers. Rule one is if one person dramatically affects your data, you don't have enough information yet. So if you've got one conversion and 100 clicks, the 101st person converts, your conversion rate goes from 1 to 1.98. You double to one person. That was not enough data. I usually minimum, 500 impressions, 7 conversions. I'm much happier with at least 1,500 impressions and like 7 conversions. Clicks don't matter whatsoever. Impressions are really with the ad serving the conversion side. Those are the minimums to go down to. But
So
it's
you're looking
always
at
better to be higher.
You're looking at impressions and conversions,
Yeah.
not clicks necessarily.
Not rarely clicks, because clicks just tells you with impressions click-through rate, but that doesn't tell you how useful the visitor was on your website. All right, so if we don't have many conversions, I might make a conversion a 3-page visit, right? I may make it a user interaction. But the reason I can't stand the click numbers is it treats someone who bought something and someone who bounced off your site the same. And that's not a good metric to obviously use then.
Let's suppose that we're just launching a new product on the market. Actually, we don't really know if we have product market fit, for example. So we need to run some tests. What can we do through Google Ads, for example? What kind of tests can we run in order to validate our product market fit? Or I don't know.
Oh yeah,
If any.
right. So if you don't have the product yet, right? So this is conceptual.
Yes.
So YouTube is an interesting one because if you're doing conceptual, then you probably also think about what a Kickstarter video looks like. So then a conceptual YouTube video to get comments and feedback, and that'll give you a lot of good stuff from it, and see how often people are actually like wanting to do something. And then we've got the advertising side is you have to think, is there a similar product in the marketplace? Because if there's not, there's no demand yet, then you need to use purely display to target who you think your audience will be and see how they interact with it. If there is current demand, you're going to just enter the marketplace, right? That's when you can use your standard text ads and keywords to see how interested they are getting that product from you. And so a lot of it is also what's the current demand, because if you have to generate it, that's a completely different advertising side than if you're capturing existing demand.
Okay, I see. Now, I'm going to ask you a completely newbie question, to say like this. What works best, Facebook or Google? What do you think? How would you answer to this question?
Yeah, it's a really tough question, right? So when it comes to search intent, I think it's the strongest signal that exists. So from a search standpoint, I think Google's way better. Now, when it comes to we need to build more market share and we want to use a lot of display, Facebook has some incredible targeting that Google doesn't have, right? So Facebook's really good at that increasing demand part. When it is recapturing your demand, remarketing, Google Display Network has a massive reach, so Google's better again. So I don't think they're better or worse. They're different things, right? Pure bottom of the funnel, capturing and turning people into conversions. Google's amazing. That demand creation with a specific group of people, Facebook's way better. So I don't think it's a true better, worse scenario.
Okay, thank you so much for your time. It was really great to have you here next to me, and I hope that you will enjoy the event.
Excellent. Well, thank you very much. It's a wonderful event.
Thank you so much.